Hey guys, welcome to the Chase and Hyperspace podcast. So, for fuck's sakes, I feel like I don't really see people watching like videos as I post them, but I'm still just going to continue it. It's almost like a series, or just like a series of updates that I'm trying to give. So I basically recently went carnivore. Basically meaning I only consume animal products. There's a few exceptions: coffee, weed, and maybe some spices or some shit like that. Salts, electrolytes, and shit like that. Potassium, magnesium. So, um, I don't know how many fucking days I've been in this carnivore diet thing. I kind of don't remember exactly when I started it, but it feels like I I started it, and then I started a 72-hour fast. So basically, before I even had like a before I even had a full day of carnivore, I had like a day that was pretty close. I just had some honey or whatever, and it was at an extreme caloric deficit. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do a month. Uh, and so uh, I'm like, okay, what better way to start off the carnivore diet than to do a 72-hour fast? Because last time, like when I go carnivore, when I go keto or whatever, I get like flu-like symptoms. It's like horrible. It can be really fucking horrible, and I think it's necessary that it's that fucking horrible for some reason because it's kind of like a trial by fire, and it's also like it's a disincentive to wanting to cheat or to fuck it up because it's like I don't want to have to go through that kind of shit like repeatedly, I guess. Um, so this time around, I thought if I did a 72-hour fast, it would help me to kind of get through those adaptation. I don't know what to fucking call it, but it's like when a person sometimes when people go keto or carnivore or whatever, they cut carbs out, they can get something called the keto flu. Like all kinds of shit can happen that isn't really fun. And like Michaela Peterson said that she fucking had like diarrhea for like a month straight or some shit like that. Like shit's crazy, okay? Like until like things start to normalize or regulate or whatever. And the way that I feel about it, honestly, it is like a trial by fire thing. I feel like, and it's also like, um, so people, there's something called the purge, which is like a something that can happen during a psychedelic um, sessions or whatever. Like people will go to Peru or whatever and do ayahuasca, or they'll do these psychedelic rituals or whatever, like these psychedelic ceremonies is more accurate way of saying it. And during these ceremonies or whatever, people can they can have like they can throw up and stuff. They can just like purge, and though it's a very physical thing to like have a purge, uh, they an idea is that it's mentally, it's like a psychological purge. And I feel like I've had psychological purges before where it's like, yeah, I feel sick, but it's like it's something deeper than that. It's something like psychological. I'm not gonna get into like spirits or fucking demons or some shit. I don't know. It's just kind of like um when you basically choke out or starve the fucking I don't know, the parasitic kind of craving, wanting desires and shit like that, like being able to sacrifice the wants and desires. It's like a sometimes with that, I think it's like imagine there's like fucking imagine there's like a fucking chimney or something, and there's this giant fucking like five 5 foot wide, or there's this giant fucking like monster spider arachnid thing, like that, like out of a fucking anime movie or some shit, like a giant fucking monster in this chimney or whatever. And it's like you decide to the only way you can like get rid of it is to basically starve it out. So it's like you close it off and you stop feeding it. And when that happens, it's like maybe that thing just fucking like it dies, and it just like fucking like uh its remnants just kind of like uh creates like a huge mess, but it's like it's dead, but it's like that in killing it, it creates like a mess, but then it's like then the mess gets cleaned or whatever. I don't know how to fucking explain it. It's just kind of like I feel like when I did the carnivore diet, or when I'm doing the carnivore diet right now, it, I was feeling like I was like there's like a sponge full of like toxic bullshit or something like that, and I was just wringing it out, and it's like I've had a fear of, I want to say, the carnivore diet because of that reason. I feel like, because sometimes I feel like, or even fasting, because sometimes I feel like I put like so much shit in my body that like I'm afraid to see like to kind of like lift. It's like all the demons in the closet, or the skeletons in the closet or something. It's like, and facing that, it's gonna be like a fucking trial by fire kind of thing. And I feel like that's kind of what the carnivore diet has been like to me so far. It's like a trial by fire. Like I was having I did a 72-hour fast, and then um I had 2 days where I just ate like in at about maintenance, a bit about maybe give or take maintenance or whatever. And maintenance for me is like 4 or 5 thousand calories, so it's like I ate a lot during the 2 days that I ate or whatever, and then I decided to skip a day because um, after eating for those 2 days or whatever, I was starting to get like these weird burps that were like um, that just tasted like I don't know. The burps just kind of felt like I don't know. I get them when I eat, or like I don't know what it is, but I know when I kind of eat too much meat or whatever. It's and I was just kind of getting that feeling or whatever. It's kind of hard to, I don't know, like I was just getting a weird taste in my mouth or whatever, and then um, the day after or whatever, I was I think I woke up and like had the shits or something, and then um, like my stomach was hurting, and my heart was like pounding, and since then I've been feeling better. That only lasted for a little bit, but then like I experienced more symptoms of like the carnivore transition that I have experienced before. It wasn't as intense this time, but I was definitely kind of, I'm like, whoa, like I have to be careful because so what I was experiencing was like it's like cold chills kind of or whatever. Like I was starting to get like chills or whatever almost, and then I was starting to get kind of like where it only feels like I have one fucking gear or something like that. Like I feel awful, or something, like I just feel like achy or something like that, so I don't want to like move a whole lot. But that wasn't as bad as last time when I did this. Last time when I did it, I was like a host at a restaurant, so I was walking around a lot, and I just could not walk very fast, and I just felt like every movement was like painful, and I was having full body like fucking chills and just really fucking uncomfortable or whatever. Um, and basically, so like when people quit like hard drugs and shit like that, sometimes they'll have like the cold sweats or whatever. I'm not saying that's what I had, but it's like I feel like it was maybe some level of that kind of thing where it's like I felt like I was like going through like a fucking rehabilitation kind of thing, or like I was going through withdrawals basically. But the withdrawals were it's not fun, and like the withdrawals just are just like, okay, they make me not want to eat sugar, or like it, I feel like that's kind of like the crossing the bridge to the other side kind of thing, where it's like, okay, I don't want to go through this repeat again, you know, or repeatedly. So I'm not really a fan of going through this. So um but so I start so like on 10/20, on October 20th or whatever, it was the day before I ran 30 miles or so. um I was like 192 pounds. I feel like I've been close to 200 in the past like few months or whatever. Like I felt like I got close to 200 at a certain point or whatever. To where now, so after the 2 days of eating a lot or whatever, or eating a bunch of meat, I took a day off, which basically means like I fasted, because I was feeling that kind of sickness like creeping in or whatever, and it's like I just wanted to like process it as fast as possible. I didn't want it to linger around, and honestly, I feel like that's why I was like fasting, is because for a few reasons, but that's part of why I was fasting, is because I was avoiding like that sickness, the detox symptoms or whatever that I experienced, and yeah, I feel like it helped. Like, so today I'm about 24. I'm probably about 36 hours. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Fasted right now, and being 36 hours fasted, um, I weighed in today, and I am 176.8 pounds or something like that. Like I was surprised. I was surprised by that number, um, because um, um, 176. Yeah, that's I think that's about 18 pounds down or something from like, if I was 192 on the 20th and today is the 16th, roughly a month or some shit, like 3 weeks or something, 3.5 weeks or some shit. So from going from 192 to 176, um, that's like 16 pounds. So 16 pounds in like 3.5 weeks. That's pretty decent, okay? And so the thing about doing keto or carnivore or whatever, or fasting or whatever, just dropping water weight and shit like that. I feel like water weight can be like, it can be like 10 to 15 pounds or so. So it's like, this is where I think the real weight loss is going to begin, and I feel good about it because like it can feel really hard to get past that 10 to 15, that initial 10 to 15 pounds of weight loss or whatever. Um, but right now I feel tip top Magoo, tip top fucking Magoo, and so what the fuck am I gonna smoke right now, or vape? Um, I'm gonna do some of this GMO. So yeah, I basically just been doing like a weed fast, or like a weed and coffee fast. Like I've been weed and coffee fasting or some shit, where it's like I just, not every day, but like um sometimes when I fast, I do like to drink coffee for some reason. Like I feel like I like to just wake up and drink coffee, and that's kind of part of my routine right now. Drinking coffee is something that I've dropped for wide swaths of time or some shit like that. Like I don't know. Like I've had times where I don't even give a fuck about coffee, and times where I'm like I don't want coffee. I've had times where like I'm fasting or whatever, and I just already feel so fucking stimulated by the ketones and shit that it's like I don't want coffee, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to ruin the feeling that I have. And hopefully this thing doesn't die on me. It's only got like a little bit of battery left. So yeah, so I was getting like I was getting like the shits, I guess, yesterday a little bit, but it was like when I went to use the bathroom, I would feel better afterwards. But the thing was, is like, I feel like I was drinking and consuming quite a bit of cayenne pepper. I was just throwing that shit on my meat and then in my water. Like, I literally took like, I think like a quarter teaspoon or something of cayenne pepper and just dumped it in my fucking water or something like that. Honestly, I have a jug of water and it still looks like weird. It's like tons of fucking cayenne pepper in it. So yeah, today I'm feeling tip top magoo right now. Like my energy levels feel good. I don't feel like a lazy fucking piece of shit. Like or like my metabolism is crashing or anything. Like I don't feel weak right now. I feel good. I mean I'm a little dry fasted. I'm a little fasted. Um, you know, I cut out sugar for the past, like basically carbs and shit for the past like week or so. I'm feeling like clean, I guess. So, hmm. Here's the thing. Okay, this is off topic from the fucking diet conversation, but that's what this is about. Is like not just one thing. I focus on I focus on different things. Okay. Um, um, Diet is not the main fucking focus of my life, and my weight is not like something I'm uh I don't know, like I think some people can get into some pathological kind of thoughts about like diet and their weight and shit like that. Like some people all they want to do is lose weight, and in doing that they sacrifice like their health for it. That's not what I'm doing. As far as I know, I feel like what I'm doing is I'm trying to face the truth and go through that trial by fire. Um, and so, like, Joe Rogan, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about fucking Joe Rogan's shits when he went on Carnivore Diet. You guys, if you really want to know about Joe Rogan's shits, you can watch his fucking YouTube, or you can watch clips of him talking about him shitting or something. You know, his experience with the Carnivore Diet or whatever. So yeah, right now I'm fasting because I'm trying to just like detox from like a bullshit diet, I guess. Um, like I tried to eat meat before, like I would say that meat was probably a good 70-80%, maybe even 90% of my diet, or maybe around 80% or so. Jesus. I don't know, like that that leftover percentage though is like I don't like that. Okay, but I was gonna talk about something other than the fucking carnivore diet. Okay, so yesterday I was getting stoned as fuck, and I was like vaping on Gorilla Glue. I was vaping on Girl Scout cookies, and I guess is it Girl Scout? I guess like Girl Scout cookies. I was looking into it, And I guess that's like a more psychedelic kind of strain or some shit for some reason. I don't know. Like people just report it as like a more psychedelic kind of strain. I don't know what the fuck that shit means, but it's um I'm guessing just kind of like a heady kind of uh meditative kind of okay, I felt like I was listening to this music Alluvium Talk Amongst the Trees. And I've had fucking mystical experiences to that fucking music. Alluvium, Talk Amongst the Trees. That the first time I listened to that album, tried to put it on, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like it just kind of felt weird. It felt like kind of a little negative, and I'm just like, I don't know about this. It just, I don't know. Like, but I was recommended that album by this guy who worked at a record shop, so I when I finally put it on, it was when I was fucking tripping on psychedelics, and oh my goodness, like that shit just like brought me to a fucking void. Like my consciousness like distilled into just thoughts. Like it gave me the perfect opportunity to think. It was like beyond body or anything physical. It is just purely like this space to think or whatever. That is basically my experience. So it was like it felt like very therapeutic. Um, and listening to that music, it also kind of there's a very like repetitive kind of ambient kind of thing with it, and that just really helped to kind of solidify a feeling of timelessness or something like that, like being in a time loop or some shit. And that music just I don't know. I have a deep connection to that music, Alluvium Talk Amongst the Trees, and like that shit is like can be emotional for me. That's kind of like the Rocky theme song in a way to me, but not really. I guess what I'm trying to say is like that music is it just feels like it brings me back, you know. It brings me fucking back to like a just kind of like my purpose and shit and like a connection with God or something like that. And like my emotional side. And so I was listening to that shit while I was really stoned, and I was just kind of like meditating, I guess, or like I was really just I felt really meditative or whatever. I was stoned off of like gorilla cookies and stuff, and so I felt like kind of like a disassociation or something from my body, and just to some extent, not like some extreme dramatized fucking like out of body experience or some shit like that. I'm not trying to give you like false fucking expectations of like I don't know or like a false idea of the experience I had. But okay, to give some context around this experience, so I've been like single for like a fucking I don't know, like a year and a half or some shit. I'm not really like keeping track that much, but it's like I've been single for a while, and like I've at times, you know, like just really miss my ex, and like I had some experiences where like um I did some psychedelics or whatever, and I think I ran like 27 I think I ran like 30 miles or whatever, and I felt like I wanted to marry them and all this shit. Like doing this run, I'm like, okay, what am I felt like I had to figure out something to say or something, or like what am I gonna say, or you know, kind of develop like um it's like the idea of reciprocity, treating others how you would like to or how I would like to be treated. So I was thinking about how I would like to be treated or like what I want and stuff, and like permanent connection, like I don't know, like marriage or some shit like that. I felt like I wanted marriage and shit like that. Um, and I felt really happy. You know, it's like really positive thoughts and stuff. Like I feel like sometimes the what I want or whatever, it can feel really positive and it can make me happy. I feel like it can feel like, or like I don't know how to explain it, but like it's like a very positive emotion sometimes with the things that I really, really want or whatever. So I had this experience or whatever, and it was definitely psychedelic involved or whatever. But it was not to take away from the meaning of the experience by saying psychedelics were involved, but the I felt like this thing where I was just thinking about this person or whatever, and I was just thinking about reciprocity or whatever, and I was just like, I wanted them or something. Like, I felt like I wanted all my wants to want them, and it's just like, I felt like I was surrendering my drive or whatever. I felt like I was taking my drive or like my motivational circuit or whatever, and I felt like I was hardwiring it to like want them or something like that, or like and when I say want them, I feel like I mean like their spirit, them, just like in essence, just like who they are and just their life or some like I wanted them their existence or something, like just wanting their existence or something like that, and just I don't know, it felt like at the time, and I still feel uh like it was a thing that carried with me. It's like motivational to me, like how Rocky will go for runs or whatever, and he's like motivated by Adrian, his lover, for anyone who's fucking watched Rocky or whatever. And cultivating like a really strong sense of like want and desire, I feel like it can be like a very extremely fucking motivational, like dramatic fucking thing. Um, so I felt like I had an intense fucking experience of like kind of like experiencing like want and desire and shit like that, to a very extreme amount, to where I was getting like full on like fucking bright like neon like luminant or like luminescent lights and just like fucking visions and shit like that of them. I felt like I was seeing them in this kind of this as like a really advanced like hologram or some shit. Like I was seeing them and it's like all colorful and shit, and them happy or whatever, and their spirit or some shit. And I felt like I was just like really meditating and kind of like visualizing and kind of like bringing this thing into being or something by wanting it. But so I feel like the universe can like work with us for our wants and desires, but I feel like the universe is trying to teach us. So it's like yesterday, so this like thing I had, this want or desire or whatever, it felt like this like it felt like a fucking it felt like this thing or whatever, this like uh luminescent like valuable like this just thing of just value that I have, or somehow, or that I'm holding on to or something. And I don't know, I feel like I've just been through kind of a lot or some shit to and kind of I felt like I had my mind open to kind of as of recent, like when I ran that 30 miler, I felt like some one thing that I thought I wanted was like kind of like relationships with like different women and stuff like that, or just like not like a that one true connection, but I felt like I'm not in, or like I'm I'm not with them right now, so it's like I felt like the door was open for me to just like live my life or something like that, and to have like connections to like females and stuff like that. And I felt like um I don't know, just like the idea of like giving my love to people or something, like to kind of, I don't know, I thought I wanted to show like women or something like what they're worth, not what they're worth, but to like show them that they are worth it, kind of thing, or you know um it's kind of like a weird thing where it was like I'm just being totally fucking up. I feel like I gotta be careful with what I say here because I don't want to get anyone involved in this shit. but like it was like there's this symbol I had of like loving this thing or whatever, this symbol, this kind of person or whatever, or like and then as like other people, I feel like I would kind of like kind of love this thing, but like through them, and I felt like I was trying to like show them like true love, or like other people or other girls or whatever, like showing them true love. And it's weird because I feel like I actually did have like some capacity to do that. Like I went to a rave or something, and like I was like fucking losing my mind and shit because there's this one girl and she reminded me of this person, and like this one girl, she was like really cute and everything, but it was like she had like a boyfriend or something, and it was like I wasn't even like trying to get with them. I was just like I was trying to like get into their head or something of like um it's almost like this thing like their their guy or whatever, their boyfriend or whatever. It's like I was almost like saying to them, but through action, that like I'm going to like I'm gonna keep like going even when, or like kind of like this fucking annoying like persistent fucking thing in a good way, like challenging thing where it's like they might want to give up at some point on them, or like this guy might want to just give up or like be exhausted with this girl at some point, you know, and just like um kind of not like be kind of like depressed or something, like this guy or whatever, like he might just, you know, give up at a certain point or whatever on her or something like that. And I was just trying to show them or whatever that kind of thing where it's like never giving up or some shit, and just like keep going and just kind of just do one more or whatever than the other person. Just, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's like I felt like I wasn't done until they were done. It was weird. And like I felt like they're, I don't know for sure, but I felt like they were kind of sensing that. And uh I don't know, I felt like a deep sense of purpose or something. Like I was tapping into my potential for a few moments, because it was like um I felt like I had to like be a shining light or some shit, and like I had to make it known, I think, to that girl and to that guy that, you know, there's gonna be some bad fucking like there's gonna be like some, there's like a force out there to contend with or some shit like that, to contend with in like a I don't know, I was fucking losing my mind. Okay, like I felt like, I don't know how to like share this experience, but I was starting to feel like, okay, I almost felt like the concert was like this person I you know love or whatever, but I wasn't with. I felt like the concert was this thing, and I felt like I was competing with everyone at this fucking like rave or whatever. It wasn't even that I don't think it was that many people, but I felt like um I felt like I had to kind of like you know, everyone would like, or everyone there, you know, they're dancing, they're enjoying, they're like having like this connection to this concert or whatever. And I was basically like losing my mind because I felt like everyone that was getting connected to the concert or whatever, it was like they were, it was I felt um like a girl or something can kind of, she can see like all these people or whatever in her life that will just kind of like, they'll they'll kind of like have enjoyment or whatever. They'll kind of like that dance or whatever, they'll get in that dance with them, but at a certain point like people are gonna want to stop dancing or something like that. And like I felt like I just, I wanted to like keep dancing, and I wanted to, it was almost like didn't feel satisfied until like everyone was like until I was like the one who wanted it the most or something like that. Like I just wanted it the most or something like that. Um, I don't. It's hard to like talk about because it's like sometimes I feel like it kind of goes into the realm of like um, no thoughts or something like that. It's just kind of like a space like free of thinking or something. It's just completely in the mode or some shit like that. And like some people they'd show up to the rave or whatever, and they'd have like their moves or whatever. And it's fucking weird actually, because there's this one guy, and it was like he could do like some breakdancing, I guess, but it felt fucking weird because he like did this like fucking breakdance, and it was really like he was just feeling himself in a kind of weird way. Whereas like it was like it's like if you're out in public or something and someone just starts breakdancing randomly and they get up and they're like, whoa, that felt good. Or like, not that it felt good, but it's like, I don't, maybe I'm just judging right now. I don't fucking know, but it just kind of felt like some people would just show up there and they'd have their like the shit that they know, you know? And it's like the shit that they already know, it's like they're just I don't know. I think people kind of indulge in like what they know or whatever. They might get really good at a fucking like certain kind of dance, and they'll just kind of do that choreographed kind of thing, and it's like um, it feels like kind of disconnected from the actual environment. Um, but like I'm not a good dancer, by the way. I'm just kind of saying that, like, sometimes people who are good at dancing, or sometimes it can seem weird because it's like they have this dance that's practiced, and it's like they just show up and do it, and they're just doing their dance practice or something, or like they're just doing their it's like a fucking it's like a posturing or something. I don't know what the fuck it is. Like a posturing or some shit. Um, but like, but when it gets into the realm, I guess, or the fucking realm, but like when it gets into the unknown or like doing something daring or some shit, or like um, doing something like creative. I don't know. It's there's a different kind of expression with doing something that is new or like novel. Just kind of like chasing like a like feeling like a novelty or something, like an inspiration or something, um, a motivation and drive to just keep like pushing the kind of like what I'm capable of or something like that, or like what a person's capable of, just kind of pushing that and you know, it's like I was falling on my ass and stuff at certain points, and I think that's kind of necessary to show like how hard I'm willing to go, I guess. And I have a love for that falling down because it's like uh I go hard. It's like going hard, but it's like this thing where it's like I feel like life has scarred me, so it's like I'm not the best at anything, but it's like still just giving it a shot, you know, even if I, you know, fall down and stuff. Like I don't know, I feel like I have a love for that kind of thing. Um and just kind of like giving it what I got. I don't I don't know what the fuck it is, okay? I just it's a thing that it's not just me, but it's like alignment with something else, and it's like I feel like that something else could be like a significant other or like a symbol of like the other kind of thing. And and so I feel like I was just kind of going through this thing where I felt like I was going to I don't know, I was thinking I was gonna like start hanging out with girls and stuff, and but and but if like I'm going to be like really honest and stuff, it's like I have to if I have to be really honest, I feel like when I was trying to like do that thing, like trying to seek out like I don't want to say casual those like meet I was trying to go towards this like thing of like almost like an open relationship or some shit like that, or you know like Dan Blitzerian kind of fucking lifestyle where there's like all these fucking girls and stuff, and like the but and there's like I felt like I was feeling some meaning in it or something. I felt like there's like a light in it that I was gonna that I guess like what I was trying to do, I guess in a way was like I felt like this significant other that I had in my past, I feel like they were like the light to me or something like that. Because of like reciprocity, like I don't know, I felt like they were the light or some shit. And I felt like I was going to show other girls and stuff like what it's like for me to like find the light, or to like what it looks like for a guy to like find the light or something, like that true love, to like I don't know, um show them like what exists or some shit. I don't fucking know, okay? But so I was thinking, so I was like trying to do that stuff or whatever, and then it just kind of like backfired, I guess, and um it was like the plan didn't really go as planned, but it was like this thing where I felt like it was good that it didn't go the way I wanted it to, I guess. It was like it was kind of like this thing where it's like this person I was talking to or whatever, you know, they just said they wanted like a real like I feel like they wanted a like to not have to date again, basically finding like that one and only kind of thing, or like you know the one, and it's just really maybe making me think like maybe that's you know that's just where it's at, is like that one, you know, and nothing can beat it, like it's just like I don't know, like having like a really solid monogamous relationship versus having like uh polygamy or some shit is just like that true love is the true love for like the one or some shit like that is like it's just better somehow. um and it's just kind of making me think like, because it just kind of made me think, you know, like maybe you know that is where it's at, you know. uh and so I was having this fucking experience because like it's like this person that I really wanted, and I had this experience where I felt like I was like sacrificing that want for them or something like that. I felt like I was giving it up or something, letting it go. And it was almost like this neon. I was just smoking weed and shit, or vaping weed, um, and it felt like I was like giving this like neon, like glowing, valuable thing into like the void or some shit. Like I felt like I was just letting it go or whatever, and it's like the idea of like reciprocity. I felt like so much peace because it was like that want for another person. It's like it was like letting go of that want for them or whatever. It was like it was as if like I was like treating, it was like going back to me, like treating myself in a way, um, being like free of that want and like hoping or like kind of, you know, having wanting the other person to be free of want for me kind of thing. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it just kind of felt like this, like a lot of like fucking deep like peace and shit. And when I gave up all that wants and stuff, all the want and desire, it felt like what was left was need. And when I say need, it's like I felt like I don't want them, but I need them. And that's just totally different from like wanting them and but not needing them, you know. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I feel like there's a difference there. Um, so like, and I feel like when I thought of that, like I need them, I felt like I need them like how God needs us. And I don't really feel like that those crazy fucking emotions now that I'm thinking about it, but like as I had these thoughts yesterday or whatever, but I felt like I was having like almost like a psychedelic experience, but I was just totally just laying down. I was stoned. I was listening to Alluvium talk amongst the trees, but I felt like I was having like a psychedelic experience. You know, I don't think psychedelics or weed is even necessary to have experiences like that, but I felt like what kind of kicked it off is like I was journaling or whatever, and something I journaled was like I want to understand God or some shit like that. So like after this little segment of experience or whatever, I okay, so with the needs or whatever, I felt like God doesn't want us, but he needs us. And I don't know what the fuck that means, but it's just like I think that may not even be true. Like God may not even need us, but I think it's like this thing where it's like God, it's almost like he needs us to save us or something like that. Like he needs us to like so we can save each other, or like he needs us uh to like, yeah, he needs us to preserve ourselves or something like that. He needs us to like uh I don't know, I feel like the world needs us, something like that, where it's like this world is dying, and it I feel like this world needs us, and I felt like a deep responsibility, you know, and like a sense of like a mission or something, like rather than like a want, which is like, yeah, it's like a very pleasurable thing, but it's not like a mission. It's not like a serious meaningful task. You know, I feel like the world needs us. There's like so much like pain and suffering in the world, and like um, the damage to the environment and the earth, and it's like it's almost like um, life is good, and it's like we need to like um, life is good, and like God is good, and just like we need to it would be good if we could, you know, live in that, to live in that good place, that like live for good, and like a good life. um it's I don't know, it's like almost like preserving the human species or something, and like preserving all the possible experiences that we could have, all the like um, love and stuff that we could experience, and like preserving, like giving ourselves the opportunity or something like that, or like trying to give this planet an opportunity to live, you know. um, Giving our species, like trying to save our own, to save like each other and ourselves. I don't know, to like this idea of, it's almost like this weird fucking thing. It almost, I really did feel like it was like kind of like a kind, it's like a connection to God or something. Um, I wrote down like God needs us to save us. Um, and like I need people like, or there's this person that, you know, it's like I need them like God needs us. And I think what it kind of was like, um, you know, I may not even want them, but it's like I need them. You know, there's something really important. I can't really put my finger on the pulse of it right now, but I feel like there's something really important, and like I may need all the help I can get at, you know, a certain point in time, you know. So um and like that need is more important than my want. So um and I don't know if this is true, but it's kind of like this thing where I feel like maybe the devil wants us while God needs us. Like God needs us, but the devil wants and desires us for some reason. Like, or I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's just like there's like that permanent kind of necessity and like truth, I guess, versus like that thing. And so like people have talked about like open relationships or whatever, or like, you know, finding girlfriend, like girls or whatever. Like people say that fucking bullshit about like life, or like, you know, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Like what the fuck is that that shit, honestly? Like plenty of fish in the sea, what the fuck? The idea of like just fishing, like do I really just want to just fish for fucking women, you know, just like mm, oh, that one got away. Oh, got one. Oh, that one went away. And just kind of being in this fucking like, almost like this constant hunger, or like this thing where it's like, not like a complete satisfying thing permanently, and fucking, you know, um, it the fishing idea, that to me just kind of feels like it's like the not the most fucking sustaining thing. I feel like, you know, I'd rather like have like the big one or some shit. Like I don't know, like I like the carnivore idea too, because I feel like it's kind of like, would you rather kill like 100 chickens or one cow? And I think I'd rather kill one cow. Or like, would you rather kill like a whole field of like mice and owls and just like all the fucking like um creatures of the field, or would you rather like kill, you know, animals, like a big animal infrequently? And I like the idea of killing big animals infrequently rather than just like constantly killing small animals. Um, and in that sense, I feel like the carnivore diet is like actually more vegan than vegan. So um, it's not that I take pleasure in fucking animal suffering. It's like I would take pleasure in less animal suffering or something like that, rather than a lot. So, um, okay, I think I should fucking get going. Um, if there's anything left, I want to say, um, yeah, I guess like, I don't know why, but I just have the idea of like kind of creating like a global fucking commune or some shit like that. It sounds so fucking like hippie-ish or some shit, or like commune, like communism, like fucking tyranny. No, 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 no. That's I feel like people have kind of given up on the idea of like a um in a way, I feel like there's two ideas of like utopia. There's a utopia that is desired and wanted versus the utopia that is needed. And I hope that we can kind of cultivate a utopia that is needed versus, you know, that fantasy or that insatiable, like constantly that I hope you guys can hear my roommate. He's fucking giving birth or something. But like that kind of like a utopia that is needed, or that is permanent and sustaining and just kind of like gives us life versus, you know, just like the pleasure island bullshit of just like everyone's a millionaire. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like focusing on needs over everything, you know, and just like having like I feel like our planet needs life or something like that. So um, if you think our planet fucking needs life, if you think our human species needs more life, if you think we need more life, fucking like and subscribe. I don't fucking know. But that I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really peaceful. I'm just gonna be kind of trying to explore these thoughts or whatever. So yeah. Everybody fucking take care. You know, that's the number one rule of life is to just be fucking careful. So. And sometimes I feel like, you know, I feel like I'm always saying I don't know, but sometimes I feel like we really know something. So, um, yeah, just kind of, I hope all y'all can like find peace and just kind of, yeah, overcome everything and just kind of be fucking invincible or some shit. Alright, everybody, everybody have a good fucking day. Thank you for watching. Please like fucking comment and shit. I love that shit, okay? Alright, peace.